everyone, welcome to our channel Knowledge Hub. Friends, subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for the latest update. Today we're gonna discuss your cloud computing class. This is your lecture number 111, and we had completed your 110 lectures till the last class. So if अगर आपने नहीं देखा है, so you can go through with the classes that we had done before. And first of all, अगर आप हमारे चैनल फर्स्ट टाइम देख रहे हो या अभी तक आपने हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, सो इट्स रिक्वेस्ट कि आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो सो दैट हम जो भी वीडियोस डालें वो आपके पास सबसे पहले पहुंचे। एंड सेकेंडली, अगर आप हमारा वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो प्लीज़ हमारे वीडियो को लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करो। Now moving on with the today's topic that we're going to discuss is your वर्चुअल मशीन। उसके बाद हम उसकी प्रॉपर्टीज़ को पढ़ेंगे कि वर्चुअल मशीन की प्रॉपर्टीज़ क्या है, उसके साथ वर्चुअल मशीन की क्या कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है उसको भी हम देखने वाले हैं आज की क्लास में, एज वेल एज उसके कंपेयर में फिर हम उसके जो एप्लीकेशंस है वर्चुअल मशीन के वो भी देखेंगे। उसके साथ साथ बहुत सारे ऐसे टॉपिक्स हैं जो हम कवर अप करने वाले हैं, लाइक इम्प्लीमेंटेशन डिस्कस करेंगे। Then we will gonna discuss your next that is your IAM जो discuss करेंगे, and then of course your advantages of IAM that we're gonna discuss in this class only. So now we're gonna discuss your virtual machine here. You can see that the virtual machine is an open source software that runs on operating system and application. It is comprised of set of specification and configuration file and is backed by the physical resource of the host. So basically क्या होता है कि virtual machine that it is an open source software. So virtual machine is always known as an open source software because it is an open source software that can be used by any others, and that can run on operating system and application. It can comprise a set of specification, that configuration files, and even the backend that is a physical resource of a host. Now moving on with the next heading, that is your properties of virtual machine. What are the properties that we are dealing with virtual machine that we gonna discuss here? Here you can see that the properties of virtual machine. The first property is dispatcher, second is allocator, and the third is interpreter. Properties are there are three types of property. So here it is the properties of virtual machine, where the first property is dispatcher, second is allocator, and third is interpreter. So they are the three properties that we are dealing with the virtual machine. The first heading for the properties of the virtual machine is dispatcher. So hypervisor starting point to decide to module call for a given trap. Basically the dispatcher is that hypervision, that starting point to decide which module should be called to the given trap. कोई भी trap अगर हो जाता है तो dispatcher is the way is the method, is the property that is dealing with the hypervision, जो कि decide करता है इस particular trap के लिए कौन से आपके module को call करना पड़ेगा. Next is your allocator. It has to decide that what system resources are to be provided. Allocator is that is deciding that which system resource are to be provided and which system resource need to be located, allocate that particular resource that what it was needed. Interpreter is it needs an interpreter routine and a pre-privileged instruction. Each routine has to simulate the effect of instruction which is trap. तो बेसिकली इंटरप्रेटर क्या होता है, कोई भी अगर इंस्ट्रक्शन आपका ट्रैप्ड किया हुआ है, ओके, अफेक्ट हो रहा है उस ट्रैप्ड से, तो आपका वो रूटीन इंस्ट्रक्शन देता है फॉर टू सिमुलेशन टू प्रिविलेज दैट रूटीन फॉर इंटरप्रिटेशन. That moving on with the next that we have is your characteristics of virtual machine. Here we're going to discuss the characteristics of virtual machine that we go. So here you can see this. This is the characteristics of virtual machine. The first is a virtual machine, that is VM, is a special program which was following the three characteristics. The three characteristics that are main focus of the virtual machine. The first is the efficiency property. It has an efficiency property in a virtual machine. This is the first characteristic. Second is the resource control property. Resource control property is also the another second characteristics of virtualization. And the third is the equivalence property. The equivalence properties comes under the virtual machine. Now moving on with the virtual machine that can run any program into the virtual automatics. Okay, the virtual environment basically that we are going to discuss, where the virtual machine can run any program in the virtual environment. If अगर virtual machine है, अगर उसका environment जो है, okay, nearby environment अगर virtual environment है, तो of course virtual machine can run on any program. Next is your point that we have for the efficiency here. The efficiency property that requires that the large portion of the program instruction will be executed directly on the physical processor without any changes and the intervention from the virtual machine monitor. These were the things, the efficiency of the property of that particular that it can acquire the large portion of the program instruction that will be execution directly on the physical processor without any change that the instruction that virtual machine monitor have. Okay, that we can say that. Moving on with the next that we have with respect to the characteristics of virtual machine. So the next is this requirement is not only the set of the performances resource but also allowed to exclude the emulator or simulators from the virtual machine definition. Okay, so this was the characteristics of virtual machine. Now we're going to discuss your implementation of virtual machine. What are the implementations ways that we are using for the virtual machine that we're going to discuss here. Here it is, there are two main implementations of the virtual machine. The first is your process virtual machine. We're gonna discuss here the process virtual machine here. So you can see that virtual process machine, that is the process VM, that is a process virtual machine, is a virtual machine capable of supporting an individual process as long as the process is alive. जब तक वो process alive रहेगा तब तक virtual machine capable होगा उस particular एक individual process को support करने के लिए. A process virtual machine terminates to when is hosted process and ceases from a process, that is virtual machine perspectively. A machine consists of the virtual memory address space, user level registers and instruction assigned to the single process so as to execute a user program. When a user code some of the program to access that the process virtual machine that transits to that particular hosted process from that process of the virtual machine specifically, and the machine consists that virtual machine address space even though having a user level register as well as the instruction that are assigned to the single process to execute that user program. Now moving on with the next point that we have, a regular process is general purpose operating system that can also be deemed okay in a machine. However, the process of the OS, that is operating system, can ओनली सपोर्ट न्यू प्रोग्राम, क्योंकि कुछ ऐसे हमारे होते हैं प्रोसेसर जो सिर्फ न्यू प्रोग्राम्स को ही सपोर्ट करते हैं बेसिकली. सो उस प्रोग्राम में दैट न्यू प्रोग्राम्स बाइनरी कंपाइल्ड फॉर द ISA एंड द होस्ट मशीन दैट वी हैव. In other words, execution binary is compiled for an ISA different than that of your host machine cannot be ensured with regular process. Next point that we have is your next point, that is a point. Conversely, a process virtual machine that allow the evaluation, and evaluation is the process of allowing the interfaces and the formalities, functionalities of a one system, the source, and to be employed by the system with a different interface and functionality, that is the target. The source that having conversely we can say that a process of virtual machine that allows the evaluation I will explain you by a diagram what is evaluation and what it stands for, and that basically the theoretical we can say that evaluation is the process of allowing the interface and the functionalities of one system, that is from the source, and the employed on a system with different interfaces, that is the functionality, that is the target. Okay, now we're going to discuss by these things through a diagram so that you can able to understand what evaluation stands for basically. So here you can see that the guest source, that is ISA, here is the guest source and this is the host, this is the target ISA. So source को जो आपका वो guest है, source ISA आपका guest होगा, and of course the target ISA, that is the host. This is the emulation process that I had explained you before. Now moving on with the abstraction part of this abstraction of a process virtual machine is grouped this provided by a piece of virtualizing software called its runtime. Basically जो abstraction का मतलब basically होता है hiding. Abstraction of the hiding of a process of virtual machine is provided by a piece of virtualizing software called the runtime. The runtime is placed at the application binary interface, this is ABI, on the top of the host OS and the underlying the hardware. It is the runtime that emulates the VM, that is virtual machine instruction, and the system call when guest and host ISAs are different. So जब ये तब आपका रन टाइम होता है, emulation तब प्रोसेस होता है जब आपका जो गेस्ट होता है और जो होस्ट होता है वो ISA डिफरेंस होते हैं. इस वजह से इसे एक source ISA बोलते हैं, and this is the target ISA that we called as. Now moving on with the next, that we have your diagram that can be very well explained you about the virtual machine with the process virtual machine as well as the concept wise. So yeah, here it is. It is the application process. Application process was started by the guest only. This is the virtualization software जहाँ पे OS operating system होगा. This is the runtime as well as it is a hardware. This is the host. Okay. So hardware पे host है, virtual software जहाँ पे OS आपका वो runtime है, and application process, this is your guest. This diagram specifies the virtual machine type where the process virtual machine takes place. Now coming to the system virtual machine, ये process virtual machine है, and here it is. This is your known as system virtual machine. Okay. सो हेयर द एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस पे यहाँ पे OS होगा, यहाँ पे आपका वर्चुअलाइजेशन सॉफ्टवेयर पे था. एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस पे OS होगा जिसे हम गेस्ट VM बोलते हैं, गेस्ट वर्चुअल मशीन. वर्चुअलाइजेशन सॉफ्टवेयर ये इट इज द हाइपरविजर and the hardware, this is the host machine. So this is the difference between your virtual machine as well as your system virtual machine. Now we're going to discuss your next point, that a process virtual machine not directly correspond to any physical platform. जो आपका process होता है virtual machine का, वो कहीं पे भी आपका directly physical platform से नहीं connected होता है, and but employed mainly that offer cross-platform portabilities. Such kinds of process virtual machines are known as high-level language virtual machine, जिसे हम HLLVM कहते हैं, high level language virtual machine, that we called as. Moving on with the next that we have is the high level language, that is the HLL virtual machine, abstracts away detail by underlying the hardware resource and the OS that allows the program to run the same way of any platform. Java virtual machine, that is JVM जिसे हम कहते हैं. JVM का जो full form होता है, this is your Java, this is virtual, and this is machine. So JVM stands for Java virtual machine. And Microsoft Common Language Infrastructure, that is CLI. C stands for common, L stands for language, and I stands for infrastructure, as an example of a high level language virtual machine. A process virtual machine is similar to a regular process running on an OS. However, a process virtual machine allows through an emulation, as I said you about the guest and the host, execution of an application completed for an ISA different than that of the host machine. Now moving on with the second one, that is system virtual machine. Here you can see that the system virtual machine, where the system virtual machine is a virtual machine that is capable for the virtualizing a full set of hardware resource, including the processors, memories, and of course your input-output devices, thus providing a complete system environment. A system virtual machine can support an operating system along with the associated processes as long as the system environment is alive. The hypervisor, this is known as the or virtual monitor, that we said as that VMM, is a your piece of software that provides the abstraction as I said you about the hiding for a function system, that is virtual machine. Now moving on with the next point that we have to discuss is, it can be placed at the ISA level indirectly to the top of the raw hardware and belongs system images. For example, that is OS, the hardware resource of the host platform that can be shared among the multiple guest virtual machine. The hypervisor manages the allocation of the awareness that access to the hardware resource that by the guest or virtual machine. Now moving on to the next that we have. So the hypervisor provides an elegant way to the logically isolate multiple guest virtual machine sharing a single physical infrastructure. For example, the cloud data centers. Each guest virtual machine is given illusion of acquiring the hardware resource of the underlying physical machine. So here it is. The first is the traditional system. ट्रेडिशनल सिस्टम है जहाँ पे आपका एप्लीकेशन होगा, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम होगा, हार्डवेयर होगा. उसके बाद सेकेंड वाला जो है आपका नेटिव सिस्टम वर्चुअल मशीन. यहाँ पे आपका जो होगा गेस्ट एप्लीकेशन होगा, गेस्ट ओएस ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम होगा, हाइपरविजर होगा, हार्डवेयर होगा. थर्ड वाले में यहाँ पे आपका यूजर मोड होस्टेड सिस्टम वीएम वर्चुअल मशीन है, दैट गेस्ट एप्लीकेशन, guest operating system, hypervisor, as well as the host OS operating system, and then hardware we have. Next is your this is your dual mode hosted system virtual machine. First is your guest application, second is your guest operating system, third is your hypervisor, and the fourth is your host OS and the hardware. And the host OS जो है वो आपका hypervisor में ही आएगा. Next is your that we call account. This is your अनप्रिविलेज बोर्ड. जो आप अगर इधर से इस साइड पे जाओगे तो दिस इज द अनप्रिविलेज बोर्ड, बट अगर आप अप टू डाउन जा रहे हो दिस इज द प्रिविलेज बोर्ड. सो दैट यू गेट टू नो कि व्हेन यू आर मूविंग फ्रॉम द राइट टू लेफ्ट देन यू आर गोइंग टू द अनप्रिविलेज बोर्ड, एंड व्हेन यू कमिंग टू द टॉप टू डाउन एंड देन यू विल बी हैविंग अ प्रिविलेज बोर्ड. This is the different systems virtual machine classes that we are facing here. And the first point for the dealing this, we have some of the points that could be dealing with the virtual machines only. So here it is the point that we are going to discuss here. In a conventional type shared system, the OS runs in the privileged mode, that is the system mode, while the application associated with it runs on the unprivileged mode, that is your user mode. So unprivileged mode starts for the user mode, as well as your privileged mode starts for the system mode, that you have to understand very well. With the system virtualization, however, the guest operating system runs the unprivileged mode, with the while hypervisor can operate in the privileged mode, such as the system is denoted as a native system virtual machine. In the native system virtual machine, every privilege instruction issued by the user program at any guest operating system has to trap to the hypervisor. The hypervisor needs to specify the implement every function required for managing the hardware resource. In country, it is the hypervisor or the operate in the unprivileged mode. It is the top to the host operating system, and the guest that the OS will also operate in the unprivileged mode. That what you have to understand about the virtual machine, the privileged mode and the unprivileged mode. And when you are going to the right to left, as I said you, so this is the unprivileged mode, and when you go to the top to bottom, then it is your privileged mode. Now moving on with next that we have. So here you can see that the system is also called the user model host system, that is virtual machine. In the case of the privilege instruction from the guest operating system, still need to trap the hypervisor. Even the in returns of the hypervisor also need to the trap to the next host operating system as well. So here clearly this increases the overhead of by adding or one more trap for every privilege instruction. The hypervisor can utilize the function already available to the host on the host operating system, that to manage the hardware resource as well. That for the next one, that you can say that finally the hypervisor can operate partially in the privileged mode and the partial in the user mode in a system that refers to as a dual board hosted system virtual machine. This way the hypervisor can be used the host operating system resource management function, and also preclude that the one board top for the each of the privilege instruction included in the user mode hosted system virtual machine. That would you can say that the hypervisor can operate in the partially the privileged mode as well as they are partially using the user mode as well. So now we're gonna discuss your IAM that I said you before also. This is the next topic that we're gonna discover after the virtual machine here. What IAM stands for Identifier and Access Management. I stands for Identify, A stands for Access, and M stands for Management. So it conclude as IAM, that IAM. Identifier and Access Management is a system that secures, stores, and manages users identities and access privilege. Okay, so these were the things that IAM does. Identify, access management, this is secures, stores, and manage It ensures that users are also they are using to say and will grant access to the application and the resource only if they have a permission to use them. If the user have a permission to use some of the resources, then only they can use those resources. Otherwise, they are not able to use those resources which are not available to that particular user. Now, moving on with next. Now, some of the most common IAM, that is Identity Access Management solution, includes a single sign-on. This is your SSO, and that multi-factor authentication, जिसे हम MFA बोलते हैं, Access Management. All of which of that deployed in the precise or in the cloud. Modern technology enables the business to more agile and efficient than before. Like modern technology, if you're talking about modern technology about the business, with reference to business, of course, this is more agile than efficient than before. Next point that we have, for instance, the cloud data. The cloud lets the employee work from anywhere at any time or any devices. So cloud is the way. I think this is possibly some of the advantages that we have for using the cloud platform that we are using, and that is the cloud platform that we can use. The cloud platform that employee can also use any from anywhere. They can use, they can access, they can work from anywhere than using the cloud, as well as they have a time they can use, use any time, and of course with any device they can access those cloud services that are providing to the employee. Next we have is your the next point that we have is, however, this means that the workforce has moved beyond the protection or a previous premise security. Now we're going to discuss your advantages of IAM, that is your Identity and Access Management. This is the some of the advantages that we are dealing with. This is the users have fewer accounts and passwords to manage. So because the user of IAM, that Identify and Access Management, we have a fewer accounts and passwords, so they can manage easily. Less password fatigue related to managing multiple password. Of course, this is a less password fatigue, so that can less password fatigue we can use it in easy manner. Less user time needed, of course, less user time needed to log separately into the different system. This is also the advantages of IAM. fewer support requests for the password, for the resets के लिए हम लोग बहुत ही कम आपके supports होते हैं request के लिए, and that provide a central location for the administrator management of accounts. So it could provide a central location for the administration management of accounts. So all these we had discussed in this class. So class आज के लिए इतना ही. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give a suggestion in the comment box. Please like, share and subscribe our channel so that many and maximum people can get the information at once. Thank you.